Men always complain that women aren't decisive. She's not picking a restaurant because she doesn't want to be responsible for the outcome of the situation. If it's not good and she has to sit there with you not being capable of hiding your emotions of the fact that you don't like it.
All right, everyone, buckle up, because I just discovered something absolutely wild that perfectly explains why modern dating feels like a complete disaster. A single mother just went completely ballistic after attending a singles event, and the reason will shock you but probably not surprise you. This story reveals everything wrong with today's dating culture and why so many men are simply walking away from the whole game entirely. Picture this scenario. You're a woman in your 30s who decides to put herself out there by attending a speed dating event in Los Angeles. You get all dressed up, pay your money, show up excited to meet potential partners, and then discover that 90% of the attendees are other women just like you. Only 10 men showed up to an event designed for singles to meet each other. How would you react? Well, this particular woman decided to blast social media with her frustration, asking where all the real men have gone and expressing genuine anger that men simply didn't show up. But here's what makes this story fascinating. Her reaction and the reactions of countless other women in similar situations reveal a massive blind spot about what's actually happening in the dating world right now. The truth is, men are checking out of formal dating events in droves, and there are very specific reasons why. When you look at the numbers, it becomes crystal clear that we're witnessing a fundamental shift in how men approach relationships and dating opportunities. This isn't just about one event or one city. This pattern is repeating itself across the entire country. Let me break down what's really happening here. First, these events are marketed primarily toward women, often in ways that completely ignore what would actually motivate men to attend. Event organizers seem to assume that if they build it, men will come, but they're not considering what men actually want from these experiences.
Someone, somewhere, is literally searching for you in every single person that they meet. So can you just do me a favor and stop trying to be like everybody else?
The marketing focuses on romance, connection, and emotional fulfillment in ways that simply don't resonate with how most men think about meeting potential partners. Second, the economics of these situations have become completely lopsided. When 75 women show up to compete for the attention of 10 men, those men suddenly become the prize. They hold all the power in that room. But here's the irony. The type of high-value men that these women actually want to meet don't need to go to organized events to meet women. They can walk outside and have multiple options available to them naturally. The men who do attend these events often aren't the ones these women are hoping to meet. Meanwhile, the men these women actually desire are either already in relationships or they're focusing on other priorities like career advancement, personal development, or simply enjoying their freedom without the complications that modern dating brings. This creates a vicious cycle. Women attend expecting to meet quality men. They discover mostly other women or men who don't meet their standards. They leave frustrated and blame men for not showing up. But they never examine why the men they actually want aren't interested in these venues. Let's talk about the unrealistic expectations that have become normalized in dating culture. At one of these events, a college student was asked about her ideal partner requirements. She wanted a man between 20 and 22 years old, white race preference, minimum 5'9" tall, and earning at least $80,000 annually right out of college. When someone calculated the statistical probability of finding someone meeting all those criteria, it came out to just over 2%. Think about that for a moment. She's eliminated 98% of potential partners before even having a conversation with them. And she's not alone in having these kinds of rigid requirements. Many women at these events have similar lists of non-negotiables that mathematically eliminate almost everyone they might potentially meet. Meanwhile, when men are asked what they want in a partner, the answers are remarkably simple. They want femininity, pleasantness, and peace. They want someone who doesn't create unnecessary conflict or drama in their lives. They want a woman who enhances their life rather than complicating it. But when these straightforward preferences are shared, many modern women react with hostility, calling these expectations unreasonable or outdated. This disconnect reveals something crucial about why these events fail so spectacularly. Women attend with detailed checklists and high financial expectations. Men who might attend are looking for basic compatibility and emotional peace. These two approaches are fundamentally incompatible, creating frustration for everyone involved. The financial aspect deserves special attention because it's become such a contentious issue.
Remember, the first step to forgiveness is the realizing that the other person was wrong.
Modern dating culture has created an expectation that men should spend significant money on first dates, often $200 or more, just to determine if there's basic compatibility. Many men have responded by suggesting coffee dates instead, which allows them to gauge interest and chemistry without major financial investment. But this practical approach is often met with offense from women who view expensive dinner dates as a necessary investment that men should make up front. They interpret coffee date suggestions as men being cheap or not taking them seriously. This creates another barrier that discourages men from engaging with formal dating entirely. The result is that many men have simply opted out. They'd rather spend their evenings pursuing hobbies, advancing their careers, or enjoying activities they find genuinely fulfilling rather than navigating increasingly complicated dating dynamics. They're not necessarily opposed to meeting someone special, but they're unwilling to jump through elaborate hoops or spend substantial money on strangers who might not even appreciate their efforts. This mass exodus of men from organized dating events creates the exact situation we see repeatedly. Events that were supposed to facilitate meetings between singles become gatherings of frustrated women wondering where all the men went. The men didn't disappear. They're just pursuing different strategies for meeting potential partners, or they've decided that the current dating market isn't worth their time and energy. Some women have tried creating alternative events, like fishing excursions or outdoor activities, thinking that appealing to traditionally male interests would attract more men. But even these efforts often fail because they misunderstand the core issue. Men aren't avoiding these events because of the activities involved. They're avoiding them because the fundamental dynamics and expectations have become unappealing. The reality is that high-value men who have options don't need to attend organized events to meet women. They encounter interested women naturally through their daily lives, social circles, and professional networks.
If you ask a girl out and she keeps saying she's busy or always has an excuse, understand that. If she's making herself available to see you, she is not interested.
The men who might benefit from organized events are often the ones these women aren't interested in meeting anyway. This creates a frustrating paradox for everyone involved. Women want access to men who don't need these events. Men who might attend these events are often dismissed as not meeting certain standards. The result is empty events, disappointed attendees, and increasing resentment between the genders. What makes this situation even more complex is that many women refuse to examine their own role in creating these dynamics. When faced with empty events or men who don't meet their standards, the response is often to blame men for being commitment phobic or not stepping up, rather than questioning whether their own expectations and approaches might need adjustment. The solution isn't for men to start attending these events in greater numbers. The solution is for people to develop more realistic expectations about dating and relationships. It means recognizing that successful partnerships are built on mutual respect, compatible values, and genuine appreciation for each other, rather than checking boxes on predetermined lists. Until this fundamental shift happens, we'll continue seeing the same pattern. Women will attend events expecting to meet their ideal partners. Men will avoid these events because they offer poor value propositions. Everyone will leave frustrated, and the cycle will continue. The irony is that meaningful connections often happen naturally when people are focused on their own growth and happiness, rather than desperately seeking partners through organized events. But that requires a level of patience and self-reflection that seems increasingly rare in our instant gratification culture. This entire situation serves as a perfect microcosm of broader issues affecting modern relationships. Until we address these underlying problems, dating events will continue to be dominated by disappointed women wondering where all the good men went, while those men are out there living their lives and focusing on what actually brings them fulfillment.